Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of rough.
Yeah, it was. We stayed at the Valentine.
Everyone to the August 13th meeting of the Litchfield Board of Selectmen. It is 6 p.m. and I'd like to call the meeting to order. The board has just come out of a paperwork review session. I would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, the first items on the agenda are review and approval of the items of consent. And they include July 23rd, 2018 meeting minutes, an accounts payable manifest for August 7th for $125,429.63, and one for August 14th for $14,190.95. We have a payroll manifest August 9th of $51,806.94 and August 16th of $54,259.15. We have a land use change tax form of $12,500 and a land use change tax abatement of $12,500. We have a treasurer's reconciliation for June, and we have the New Hampshire DRA form for federal state land tax reimbursement because we have the state forest in our town. Are there any other items or any items that members would like removed from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Brunel.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Schaefer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain? Motion carries 5-0-0. Are there any additional items other than what's on the agenda that members would like placed on the agenda for tonight? Okay, hearing none. Public input will occur no earlier than 6:15 p.m. tonight. We'll go on to the regular order of business. And the first item, we have Heather Burr-Carey with a proposal for Litchfield Little Free Library. And Heather, would like to invite you all to come up front if you'd like.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Evelyn.
There we go. No, that's great. You don't have to get too close to the microphone. It might be. There you go. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Evelyn Carey, and this fall I will be a third grader at Griffin Memorial School. I would like to bring a little free library to Litchfield to inspire reading and share books with our community. It will be close to $60 to create and set up. We would like to put it near the sawmill sign at park entrance. It will impact the town official only through the permission to create a hole for the post and set up the structure. The library works by having anyone walk by the area welcome to open the doors and take a book. We will place a bookmark in each book noting take a book, pass it along. We will fill the box with books appropriate for children and adults. Nothing controversial or censored will be included. The books will be updated through donations and possibly meet us extra from library. If anyone wants to donate, they can bring to our home or meet us. My family and I will maintain the box by checking on it a couple of times each week. We will maintain the outward appearance to create a path to the box when necessary. Example, shoveling in winter. The little library will registered will be registered on littlefreelibraries.com and receive an official chartered number. If this one is successful, we'd love to see it grow through other boxes or even into surrounding towns. I am aware of the responsibility necessary for creating this structure and would appreciate the town's support. Thank you.
Wow. What a wonderful presentation. And I want to thank you for coming in. And I want to thank your mom for contacting us for this, because I think it's an excellent opportunity. And when your mom contacted us, what we did is we asked the opinion of the Recreation Commission, the police chief, and the road agent. And the Recreation Commission is waiting for our action tonight, but the police chief and the road agent concur that probably right near the sign for Sawmill Park would be an outstanding location for the library box. And so I'm going to ask my colleagues here how they feel. And if they agree, what we're going to do tonight is take a vote and ask our representative, Mr. Schaefer, to the Recreation Commission to bring the proposal to them tomorrow night for their vote. Does that meet with your approval? Okay. Now I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to see if my colleagues have any questions for you. All right? Gentlemen?
I'll just say absolutely outstanding.
Great job.
I'm in support of this 100%. So great job.
Wonderful work. It's excellent to see. Well, gentlemen, I will entertain a motion if there are no more questions.
I'd like to make a motion to allow her to build her little library near the Sawmill Park sign.
Okay, it would have to be at the approval of the Recreation Commission.
Okay.
Okay,
Pending the approval of the Recreation Commission.
right. Or we could refer it to them for tomorrow night.
I'll second it.
Moved by Mr. Schaefer to refer the proposal to the Recreation Commission with our support. Seconded by my colleague.
That's my name, but Mr. Boyd.
What's your name?
The guy in the nice shirt.
Any further discussion? Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank
You're
you. Thank you. We want to thank you. And I think the town would like to thank you for your interest in doing this. It's a wonderful project.
We have a meeting tomorrow night at 7:30, the recreation meeting. I don't know if you want to, show up for it, but I mean, I think John Bryant's fully aware as to what's going on. I mean, I'll be there tomorrow night too.
I copied him with all of the
Okay.
information.
So I don't know if you want her to. Yes. Yeah, it'll be in the same room. Again, they start at 7:30, so it'd be nice to see you guys. But if you can't make it because it's too late in the evening, then I understand too.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you again for coming and thank you for your proposal.
Good job.
Nice work.
Want to vote?
Oh, I'm sorry. All in favor, say
Thank you.
All opposed? Abstained? Motion carries 5-0-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Awesome job.
Wow, they shook me up there so good.
Have a nice evening.
That was excellent. That was excellent.
That's great.
She was awesome.
Yep.
The item 2, I don't believe Mrs. Fulton is here. No, any representative? No, okay. Item 3, petition for poll license at 307 Charles Bancroft. Troy,
You have,
welcome back, by the way.
no, thank you. So we have also, we were just provided another petition for poll license having to do with the fire station project, and that would be for 3 new utility poles to be added along Albuquerque to extend power to the fire station. And then what you have here is your just 1 utility pole to be located at 307 Charles Bancroft Highway.
So all we need is a motion to approve the licenses, right? Okay, gentlemen.
I move to approve the pole permit for the installation of a pole at 307 Charles Bancroft Highway in addition to the poles that have been identified on Albuquerque to support the fire department station as reviewed and approved by this road, as reviewed and approved by the road agent.
Moved by Mr. Brunel.
Second.
Multiple seconds. We'll
Give it to Steve.
okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries 500. Okay, appointments, Mr. Brown, health officer, 2 deputy health officers, and zoning administrator.
Yeah, as I didn't want to categorize these as interim appointments, but as you can see, I've put the term to expire as March
Okay.
this year. As we begin the process of recruiting a new inspector position, which also has these titles, we may have to submit resignations and reappoint the person. But anyhow, this is to make sure we have people in place right now with the authority of the Board of Selectmen to enforce our health regulations and our zoning regulations. So as you can see, the fire chief has recommended a health officer, 2 deputies, and at this point in time, I'll just volunteer to do the zoning administration until we get ourselves a zoning administrator in place.
Okay. Questions, gentlemen? I'll take a motion for all 4 as written.
So moved. I'll move that.
Moved by Mr. Bork,
Second.
second by Mr. Brunel. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 500. Okay, administrator report. We'll go down to that.
Okay.
Mr. Brown.
All right. I've been asked by our committee, which consists of Ekman Construction, Warren Street Architects, the fire chief, myself, deputy fire chief, and the question about color scheme has come up. I just wanted to let you know that the original scheme was the beige. That was when we were, showing conceptual drawings of the building. This is what the citizens saw. But again, they were just really conceptual. The committee itself prefers the gray. That's really supported by the committee. But before we made our final decision, we wanted to get some input from the Board of Selectmen. I think originally they were trying to capture the same color of the town office and police station, but we kind of think this contrast will complement each other instead of being the same exact color.
I do like the darker color.
Yeah.
I'm with that too. I think the gray.
Okay, consensus is the gray.
I think I've informed the board, but we're working with the auditors right now to schedule a meeting for them to come in and present the 2017 financial statements. I have the paper copies in my office. I was provided with those today. Typically what I've done is we provide you with those at the time the auditors present the audit to you. I also received an electronic copy today. So if you want to receive the electronic copy, I can forward that to you. I typically don't like to make those public on the website and everything until the board's been presented by the auditors. So I just want you to be aware I have them. And, I'll forward them around to the electronic copy to you tomorrow. And if you prefer, I got a paper copy in my office.
Was there any highlights? I know year over years.
No, nothing. No real. Again, we had another. My understanding is I've not actually met with the auditors myself to go through the audit, but it looks like we had another healthy year with our unassigned fund balance. So even though we took funds from the unassigned fund balance to do certain things, we had collected more revenues than projected, and we did not expend all the funds that we had budgeted for. So it creates, I don't like to use the word surplus, but it adds, that surplus funding adds to the unassigned fund balance. So, and we've been kind of working that the last 3-4 years where we do take money in hopes that we put it back. And, we have a rough balance right now. I think, shouldn't quote, but I think it's $1.4 million of unassigned funds. Having a healthy balance, obviously we don't have to go out and borrow money in lieu of taxes. So it saves us on interest and financing costs to maintain a healthy balance. I've been away, but going through emails today is late notice, but one of the emails I received was that Pennachuck has started the Hillcrest Waterline project. So it looks like they, to extend some water lines down 3A, they needed to come up Hillcrest a bit. I'm not really sure if it's I think it's a directional boring, so I'm not sure how much activity's down there. I'm not sure if anyone's been around to see if they even did start today, but it looks like that project was scheduled to start today, so you'll start to see some activity. We have a union meeting this week. It'll be Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So Selectman Brunel, Selectman Chairman Lemire, myself, Chief O'Brien will meet with the union for the first time. Purpose of the meeting is only, I'll call it meet and greet, but really to discuss, our schedule, the ground rules, right. and then, we're at that point, the time here where we'll start negotiating throughout the end of the summer and fall. You all know that I've been working on the budget schedule. I did meet with the chairman, budget committee chairperson, and was able to finalize the schedule for the budget committee. So I have sent that schedule around to everyone. Everyone's aware when their departments are presenting to the Board of Selectmen and to the budget committee. So our next meeting will actually start the review process for the smaller departments. Okay. And I just wanted to let you know that the stormwater permit, our notice of intent to file is due the end of September. So that's this, I don't know how much everyone's aware with it, but all of our stormwater collection system, the catch basins, requires EPA permit. We were working under an old permit, and now there are new rules and regulations. So we file a notice of intent to file, and that's due on September 30th. I'll be doing that work. There's a lot of work to be done, but I'm also doing it in coordination with the National Regional Stormwater Coalition, which we've participated in. So I'll keep you updated on that, and hopefully it all goes fine and we get it submitted and EPA's pleased with our notice and our application is complete. Typically, a lot of towns use engineering firms to do this work, and they can pay anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 to complete these applications. So we're trying to do it in-house at no cost except for the $2,000 fee we paid to become a member of the coalition.
Any questions for Troy? All right. Thank you, sir, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Selectmen reports. Just before we go, I just want to make the community aware, if you don't know, the Reverend Dr. Lori Wiley, the pastor of the Litchfield Community Church Presbyterian, we will be leaving, or did leave as of August 10th. And of course, Dr. Wiley has had quite an impact on several areas of the town, and I would just like, on behalf of the board, to wish her the very best as she moves on, and to thank her for everything that she's done for the community as a pastor of the church. So, Mr. Weber.
From the planning board, we granted a conditional subdivision of one lot into 3 residential lots at 281 Charles Bancroft. Only one will be developed at this time. The conditions were based on a couple waivers that the ZBA had to approve. The second item we did is we gave an amendment to the site plan at Romano's Pizza for outdoor music.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Mr. Brunel?
Budget committee's been on summer vacation. The first meeting is next Thursday. So nothing to report there. This is a technology update, and actually goes to a conversation we had earlier. The town website is being revamped for anybody who's been on the site for a while. That site went up almost 8 years ago. And so we're putting it onto a new platform with a little bit more, hopefully, bells and whistles and organization and so on. A little bit more automation too, to kind of speed up the time stuff gets posted up there. So this is a general update there. And if anybody has any feedback, they want to see something else there, let me know.
Thank you. Mr. Bork? Conservation? Mr. Schaefer?
We have a rec meeting tomorrow night, and obviously we'll talk about the little library there.
Okay.
That's all.
Excellent. Okay, there were no items removed from consent. There's no other business. The next meeting will be held, I am going to do that right after. Yeah. Next meeting will be held Monday, August 27th, 2018. And before we go into non-public session, I will open up the floor for public comment at 6:21. Is there anyone here that would like to come for public comment?
Well, yeah, I would. My name's Ray Poitras. I live on Pococast Circle. Been there for over 40 years. I came to the Board of Selectmen meeting about 6 weeks ago, and with issues with the snow plowing practices in front of my house. So kind of thought about things, and I really didn't know what the Board of Selectmen did for a job. So I'm going to give you what I think the Board of Selectmen do, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I think that the Board of Selectmen actually are the people that run the town. Does that seem fair to say?
Well, this is your comment, okay, not ours.
Well, I'm asking, do you people run the town?
This is your opportunity to comment. We are not answering any questions tonight, okay?
Okay, so anyway, so I'm thinking that the Board of Selectmen runs the town, and there are employees in the town and other departments in the town, and you guys oversee those other departments and have, if you see a problem, you correct it and so forth and so on. So I think that you people are the ones that run the town. So I think that you have these selectmen meetings so that people can come to you with a question or concern, and then you look into the matter and you get back to them and you say yes, no, or whatever. I'm just guessing now. So at this particular meeting that I went to, I brought pictures of my property and showed the snow plowing practices in front of my home. And Brent Lemire told me, give me 2 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. What's up?
Has the road agent contacted you?
No.
I think that we had left it that we were going to, you and I, Brent, were going to go down and visit the site.
Okay.
I think that's the way it was left.
And then I've been out of town. My
So we
apologies
have-
to you. I will publicly apologize to you and say that we should have done what we said, and we will. Again, we've had a lot on our plate, and the things, there's no excuse. We told you we're going to be there. We will do that. And Troy and I, as quickly as we can, if we could do it this week, we will do it this week.
Just heads up. Okay, so I have another question for you. So on Albuquerque Street, there's a street that runs parallel to that called Cardinal Lane. And one day when I was on the path, I saw a couple of guys from the highway department, and they were really at the south end of Cardinal Lane, and they were throwing this massive boulder right in the town property there. And my guessing is that people were probably driving their car over there, and they wanted to stop people from going on town property. I'm assuming that private property, it's against the law for people to go over private property, and that makes sense, I guess. So on my house where I live, it's, in not my opinion, but the highway guy says the same thing, that poorly designed end of the street. And what I have for a problem is I have garbage trucks, moving vans, UPS trucks. They drive right over my property when they go to make the corner.
And the reason they do that is because there's 2 parcels of Litchfield town land, and there's one that has like 10 trees on it. Litchfield didn't plant the trees there. Well, they probably planted one. But the other 9 were planted by one of the neighbors who he picked up these pine trees from his camp, and he planted them. Now, none of them are extremely large. One of them is quite large, but the other 9 are quite small. But because these trees are on the edge of this Litchfield property, the trucks don't have the room to go around, so they cut across my property. So I think if the town were to cut those trees down, it would allow them to make a wider turn, keep them off my property. I mean, that's up to the town to decide whether they want to do that. But secondly, now they just did my street this year, and I know where the right-of-way X's are on the edge of the road in my house. So because the town put something on their property to keep cars from coming off, can I put something permanent on my side of the little X's to keep cars and trucks and whatever from coming onto my property? Is that legal?
Okay, I have an idea. You're going to be home this week?
Gonna be on, yeah, sure.
Can we make an appointment with him, like right now, Troy, for the road agent, you, me, to go and meet with him on his property? Can we-
Road agent's away this week. He's on.
Is he away this
I don't
week?
really.
But Jack,
Okay,
he's very familiar with it.
I'm talking about snow, so I don't think it's going to snow next couple of weeks. So, but
what is convenient for you? Because I apologize.
it's anytime you want. I mean, I got doctor's appointments. You just give me a heads up. You want to pick a date 2 weeks from now? That's fine. I don't really care.
All right,
I'm
could we
retired.
check our schedule? And now, does Troy have your contact?
Schedule like tomorrow.
I have a doctor's appointment. Are you talking in the evening, the daytime? What are you doing?
Daytime.
I would suggest the road agent be there with you.
Yeah.
Because
So could we do it
ultimately,
next week with him there?
Who's the road agent? He's either got to drive the plow and everything.
No, he may not be. He may not be driving that route.
Right. But he's in charge of them. He's responsible for them. Okay.
The gentleman that I spoke to already told me that he can do this.
Okay. So can we set up an appointment to come and see you
Yeah, sure.
on the
Go ahead,
property
yeah.
next week with the road agent, Troy and myself? Does Troy have your contact information?
I'm not sure if he does or not.
Can you leave that with him, and we will do that next week? We will
Yeah,
come.
just like I say, just please give me a heads up. I have my phone on me, but
No, we're going to make an appointment with you when it's convenient for you.
I understand that, but if you make an appointment, you're going to make an appointment next week, and you're going to ask me what day is a good day, and we're going to go from there.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay.
What's your number?
My phone number.
I wouldn't do it.
Wait, yeah, not on live TV.
hand a piece of paper.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you write it down? And hand it to-
Can I ask? Was it Jack that came out to see that said that he can do this? I'm just curious.
Jack is the older guy who works in the highway department.
Okay.
And he's the guy who said what they do is they come 6 feet from the edge of the road. They dig up 20 to 25 feet of my lawn and my irrigation system last year. And I spoke with him 2 winters ago. He came out, said we did a lousy job. We'll do a better job. They
Okay.
did the same thing again this year. And then he told me we can go that way. We can go up to your granite marker, which is 20 feet onside my property.
All right, we will.
Makes sense.
We
Well,
will.
that is the town right away up to the marker.
I-
So
That's what
that's what I think he's trying to explain to you.
Well, no, he isn't trying to explain it. He says, I have no gripe that
Well, we will go up there, and we will.
I just find it hard to believe that the only way they can clear snow in front of my property is to come onto my lawn and rip up my lawn. There isn't a better way or a better approach.
I completely understand what you're saying because I'd feel the same way. So why don't we come and look at it with him?
Sure.
Okay, and
I've already talked with him, but that's cool. Maybe you guys will see it differently. Hopefully you will anyway.
Do you live on the first circle or the second circle? Because there's, Cocohias, there's,
The circle's here. This circle's here. I'm right here. And I've got the tongue that comes out like this. And so that's where they cut across.
looking at a satellite photo right now, and it looks
Okay,
like
so
you're right
I
between
live
the
on
two.
that. I live right on that tongue that comes out. So when they
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
come
Yeah,
across,
right
they
When you were here, I came down the day after, and I saw what you're talking about. But the way it's laid out, I don't see the plows not being able to avoid it.
Yeah.
They can't make the corner and the take all. So I think
Well,
to your
we're
point,
gonna
you
go
got
see it.
so my point is, I think you got to do something with that circle to kind of get around that. But
Oh, I mean, it doesn't
What
seem,
is this?
that doesn't, I mean, guys, I mean, you wouldn't allow that to happen to your home.
No, I'm saying we
You're-
gotta fix it. I'm agreeing with
It has
you.
to be another approach.
We have to, and we will. We will do something to, okay.
Like I say, it's not, you know, I don't know. We'll talk when we talk.
All right.
Okay, so if you get.
Thank you for coming.
I got a pen here. I'll just rip off a piece of paper. What do you want? Just my cell phone number, my home phone number? No,
Your cell will be yours.
pardon me?
Your cell.
Okay. There you go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And again, I apologize.
I know, I understand. This is
We will take
one
care of
the
it.
things. Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay.
Everything.
You take care.
Joe Cabral, Brookyard Drive.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware of the memorandum Troy sent you guys, sent me about what I requested. Did you read the whole thing, the request?
It's right here.
We have it.
Okay,
But
did you see the part on there? Will come out of the paper, which you had stated, at that thing at the bottom? Have you read that? You got one mind?
Okay, what are you getting to?
Okay, what I'm getting at is we requested information on the fire chief and Kevin being under him, which you said for 4 years you did a whole rigmarole thing of investigation on it to do that. That's what I requested. I get from Troy, there's no back paperwork or anything to it.
All I'm going to tell you, and we conferred with council. We're not going to answer.
No, so you're not going to
questions.
answer that one thing and you're not going to give
But I'm going as a courtesy to you. We started the process 4 years ago. We started it. That was the whole point of
So
that.
it's my right as RSA 91A that I can't get that information.
Go watch the meetings.
Watch the meetings. They're on.
No, I'm asking for that.
Asking for what?
The written copy of what you
They're in the
guys
minutes.
went in.
It's in the minutes.
No, I don't want the minutes. I want it the other way.
The
That's what people
information
want to read it.
Does not exist.
It does not
There is
exist at
no
all.
report.
So you tell me that it's nowhere in this damn building. Okay, that's fine. That's one thing that's really got a lot of people. All right. This is another question. It's going to come up. You're going to get them all. Has the town received the results from the MRI done on the highway department as of yet?
We are not answering questions. You submit them in writing.
No,
Like
we're
we
not
told
submitting
them.
nothing in writing.
Excuse
This is
me.
the way it's going to go.
This is public comment.
I know it's public comment.
Our attorney has advised us we do not answer
So this
questions.
is a waste of friggin' time for anybody.
No, you appear to be trying to embarrass someone in public. We will be happy to answer your
Oh,
questions.
no, these are my rights to do this stuff.
Your rights are to submit the questions in
No, I
writing.
don't have to submit
and
nothing.
we
I
will
can,
answer
no, you can,
Joe, are all these
No.
your questions?
no, not all of
How
them.
about just address your questions only?
You want mine? I'm gonna give you more than mine anyways, whether you like it or not.
We're not. I'm just.
I don't
gonna
care.
tell you.
You're gonna hear it.
You
You're
can
gonna
hear
hear
it.
it.
You can
Correct.
say them.
Kurt, you made a comment at a previous meeting that the board added a $5,000 bonus because the fire chief had put in more hours during the construction of the fire station. Correct? Okay. So here's the thing. Is the fire chief salary or hourly?
Submit your questions.
No, no.
Well, we're
So-
not answering. So.
Okay, so you're not
And
going
I'm
to
going
answer
to
it.
cancel. I'm going to.
You're going to cancel it, fine, because here's what I'm going to do. From here on, I'm going to the Hudson Litchfield News, and I'm going to somebody else. Hudson Litchfield News is very interested in what we've already said.
What you should go to our attorney.
We'll bring him here so we can ask it.
You will not be given any answers, nor do we have to answer. It's not a hearing. It's not a courtroom. Submit them in writing.
So we
will
can't get-
answer your questions in writing. We will answer them in writing.
No.
You will
you're
get
not,
the questions.
No,
In other than that, we're not answering them tonight.
you're not going to answer shit.
No,
Okay,
we'll answer them in writing.
all right. Just watch the paper. Come on, let's get out of here. Get out of here, these people. I
I hope.
Okay, is there any other
Kevin,
business? I will
especially you,
close.
Bruno, You were a friend of him.
What are you yelling at me
You
for?
had balls enough to stand up to any
All
one
right.
of these bastards in here.
Okay, all right.
If you wait a minute, if you watch several meetings, you'll see me standing up for Kevin, but that's not
You
the
didn't
point.
stand up at
Kev-
Kevin with
All right,
the end
well,
of it.
It's done. Thank you.
Public comment is closed. Okay, I will entertain a motion to go into non-public session under RSA 91A:32A, compensation of public employee.
Looking for a motion? So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bork, seconded by Mr. Brunel. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. We are now in non-public session at 6:35 PM.